We did it. It's over.
Yay.
I'm kind of sad.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, at least we get to end the season by talking about what was the best episode of the season.
Mm-hmm. It really was.
Oh. In the first seconds, we disagree. Okay, work.
Oh, well,
This is
all
gonna
right
be good.
then.
Oh.
All right then.
I mean, I'm not saying I didn't like it, but I didn't think it was the best of the season. But it was a really good episode. I'll say that.
Yay, I'm ready
For
to
sure.
fight. Anyway, sawadika, and welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you could always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan, my face is something gay. Incredibly tired because I've literally been traveling all day, but I had to make it home just in time to talk about the finale of Thailand, because obviously... I am drinking Dutch Bros. My partners got me this like white chocolate hazelnut something coffee. So I actually don't know what it is, but it's delicious, so I don't care. But what I also have is a cup mug. Of course. And you could get Cup Mug 2.0 and all of our other merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link is in the description below, and we do ship domestically within North America and internationally. So there are no excuses. Unless there are some excuses, then there are some excuses, because there are some excuses.
Work. I am brand new professional fangirl of console dragon video games. As always, I'm drinking water out of my Stanley. Yes, I'm still enjoying my lead. So
Good.
That's just that. So...
And hi, I'm River, your Brazilian correspondent here on The Cup. And today I'm drinking some water out of my giraffe mug because I'm thirsty and it's as big as my head.
Purr. And season 3 of Drag Race Thailand is done.
Oh.
It's over.
What a good season.
Overall,
I didn't watch the first two, but I really enjoyed this one.
I also really enjoyed this season. I enjoyed it for the queens. I enjoyed it for Pangina.
Mm-hmm.
I did not enjoy it for the production, and I hope that the production improves season on season. Because it's what they deserve. But we've got a finale to talk about. We have a new winner of Drag Race Thailand. We got to see a past winner, and I'm very excited to talk about that too. And we're going to dive into everything with the finale. But before we do, make sure to subscribe if you've not already, because we're here almost all the time giving you almost all things drag. And make sure to check out the description below, where you can find all of our audio podcast links, are the YouTube channels, and our Patreon for exclusive content and early access, including early access to most of the Look Over Here episodes for the franchises we're currently covering, as well as early access to our end of the year videos, which we will be filming very soon. So we've got a cute couple of them to do. So period. So we come back into the workroom after no one went home, and it's a top 4.
Look, I wasn't here last week to talk about it, but they got me for a second last week.
Is Lana
For
the
a
only person?
second.
Is Lana really the only person that did not get fooled at all?
Look, it was just a second, because it was just enough time for me to be like, oh, they're not sending home the potential winner. The front runner versus the person that has been in the bottom 3 times. Love Spicy, but like... And I'm glad she was in the bottom 3 times, because we got to see her lip sync 3 times. And that was good. So... But I was like, they're not gonna send CP home.
No.
Absolutely not.
And they didn't. And guess what? We still get sad crying hour on the couch. I
But it was
love that
good.
the
It was
girl.
positive.
It was, and I'm glad that the girls have stayed consistent with it. It's every single episode crying on the couch. On Drag Race Philippines, they fight on those couches. On Drag Race Thailand, they cry on those couches. I'll take it. But it's just Spicy and ZP just talking about how much they're happy that they're both in the top 4 together because they're the top 4 because top 4. And I love that for them. I'm really happy that it is a top 4 because I think these are the 4 most well-rounded entertainers that we've had on this season. Could it have been a top 3? Yeah. Was it basically a top 3 by the time that Pangina announced things the way she did? Yes. But hey, it is what it is. So
You know what I think? I think they wanted to have Spicy on the music video challenge because they knew she was gonna
100%.
work it out. And I'm glad they did. I was happy to see Spicy here. So
Yeah. I also definitely was as well. And we'll talk about it because it's a good music video. But
you mentioned it, and I just because it was the first thing that I wrote down. Because the moment that CP and Spicy had, where like just how they are with each other and how they root for each other, like without it was just I just loved the dynamic between the two of them. It was just such a nice moment to see. They're
agree.
like my favorites from the season, personality wise. So like I was just over the moon.
Absolutely. So we come into the workroom the next day. They're still the top 4. They're still talking about how, guess what? They're top 4. And they're top 4. Because they're top 4. And we get Pangina coming in, and we find out that the final Maxi challenge is a music video performance to Bring Back My Girls by RuPaul, which they haven't used yet. So I was really happy that they had this as like the song for the finale. It's a cute song. Again, why couldn't it have been something in Thai or something from Pangina? Like, whatever, but they're not writing lyrics. We already did that this season. It's just music video. And we get their conversations with Pangina and Shaw, and I was really happy that Shaw was there for these conversations as well, since they've been one of the only people. I think they're the only judge that has been on every single episode this season.
I believe so. Yes.
So we quickly transition right into those emotional moments. I feel like I learned more about all 4 of these queens than I have the entire season.
Yep.
And I was frustrated because now that's 2 finales in a row, basically, where I'm like, cool, I'm learning everything I need to know about these drag artists literally during the finale. Because it just happened in Dragula too, and I was just like, for what reason? But what moments from the walkthroughs stood out to you all?
Well, some not a lot stood out to me in the talks because it felt a little bit like the season did, like a little surface level, overall. But Frankie talking about how when she walked in, she didn't think she was as good as the other queens. Like that was like, okay, well, I'm glad that changed because come on, look at the material. But I was like, oh, okay. But she still went for it. So like she used that frustration, I guess, to kind of like do as well as she did. And then Gotland bringing up the "Do you think you were here?" moment. Love that.
Yep.
Do you
Love that.
think you are here?
And it worked. She said it worked. So hey.
Good on you.
What else? Oh, when she was leaving, And then that was so funny to me. And she got some food in her mouth, and then she went to hug Sha and Pangina. And then when she hugged Pangina, you could see that she had like food on her cheek like a squirrel. It was so funny. That was so funny because
I'm like,
it's
girl.
literally me, so me.
I'm like,
Rushing to
girl.
get food, eat it, and then rush for the hug. I was just like, oh god.
Mhm. Still with the food in your mouth, in your cheek. Live. That was so fierce.
Do you think you are
Um,
here? Do you think you are here? Do you think you are here? Do you think
That's
you
the
are
loop.
here?
But play it
Anyway,
twice.
So
it's fine.
someone didn't turn off the loop before he decided to play. See, when you do clownery, Brandon.
Not the clownery. Spicy stood out also for the food part because when she was getting food, she said, "Can I get 2, maybe 3 for my friends?" Like, that's me. It's so relatable.
So me.
Oh, I live. And then CP when she was talking about how she didn't feel that confident in the last week's challenge, and the part where she said like, oh, because she talks too much, and sometimes when she feels nervous, she can't get a grip, and I'm like, that is so me. So what stood out to me were all the moments that I was able to relate with the queens, which is the reason I love these talks in the last episode. But that was that for me. What about you, Brandon?
No, I agree about that because especially with ZP talking about how she overthinks a lot, which I was like, oh wow. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call myself an overthinker, but at the same time, I can relate why because a lot of my friends are. So, and you can never tell when who is who because it's like or what they are like when you're on TV because obviously again pressure cooker, but also just knowing that like when they take everything to a T to everything, it's just like you you can see why everyone is like this way in this competition. So, but but still, like my favorite part of the entire thing is goblins with like the stuffed cheeks.
Seriously.
It's like
So, it was like 2 seconds, but it was
Uh-huh. Yeah. I found it really interesting that we found out from Frankie about her feeling very timid. And when Pangina asked why, like what would being Thailand's next drag superstar do for you, her answer was really heartwarming. And I don't know necessarily what I was expecting from it, but she's talking about how she's very timid and, came into the competition timid, wanted to be seen, which I think is a shared experience amongst a lot of us. It's just like we want to be seen and recognized for what we do. And because this season has been so surface level, I didn't even necessarily realize how into special effects she is and how much that kind of she incorporates into her drag. And I'm like, why are we just now learning about this? And again, it's nothing to do with her at all. It has everything to do with production, not necessarily editing things the way that they should be. But yeah, Godlin's just being and then Godlin talking about not having a great upbringing either. And Drag Race kind of being the escape that she needed, and talking about the newer generation of Thai drag artists. For a hot moment, I was like, are they gonna get to Godlin? Like, I wouldn't have been mad. I think Godlin is internationally marketable, though, and I think they all recognize that. Hopefully, a Versus the World here soon, because I would personally love to see it.
I can see it. I do
you can
see
also
it.
see it.
I would love to see it. But yeah, I think it was it's not always a lot of these finale formal kind of things are not always my favorite thing to watch personally. So we go to choreography, and oh my god, there's no choreographer. They have to choreograph this music video themselves.
Why?
For what reason?
Is that why they kept Spicy?
Yes.
So she could choreograph? Like what? Hello?
Honestly, probably. No shade to Spicy, but like.
Hey, but exactly.
Also, why is the stage so dark?
The lighting?
The lighting!
The lighting is perplexing on this, especially on the end part on the stage. What? I
Mind you, this is the same. Mind you, this is the same stage they filmed Drag Race Philippines on.
and the lighting was shit then too.
Well, that's true.
That I did not.
Like we could only see like waist up for a lot of lip syncs and performances. Like why?
I was dumbfounded. I'm like, for what reason?
Like for a finale, they're exhausted. It's the most important challenge of the season, and you're gonna make them do like because they had like in the music video they had like solo parts, right? So what would have made sense is if they each had to choreograph their own solo parts for the music video, and then for the group part, production would bring in a choreographer to work with the group, and for the choreographer to have to level up and see who can do what and what is appropriate for the group. No, the girls had to do like, because that's mental work that we don't see, that they all had to do unnecessarily. So it's just very upsetting. But they did great with the time and how much they had to do. I mean,
we'll talk about
kudos to the girls. Come on, I mean,
we'll talk about it.
Again, I did not know that like they use the same studio for Philippines.
Oh yeah, you can tell.
Well, yes, but
yeah, they so it's kind of why they produced all of those. Well, I'll say they used to produce all of the Paramount Plus franchises in Colombia, in Mexico, Brazil, and Germany, which allegedly they're not doing anymore for at least one of those franchises.
Yeah, I heard a rumor that Brazil is not going to be filmed in Colombia anymore, but it's also not going to be filmed in Brazil. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why? Why? Anyway.
Because for some reason, allegedly, they're filming it in Portugal.
Is that
well, Julie.
Sorry, River.
I'm gonna start putting my government name in here just to bring it back. No colonization anymore. I'm done. Anyway.
Not this.
Not this.
Not this.
Truly not Portugal. Anyway. They're gonna be pissed, so that's the only good part about it. They're
Very
gonna be
nice.
so
Hey,
bothered. Because they don't have a drag race, and we do, and we're filming there. So, period.
Free vacation to Portugal, I guess.
Well, yeah, I've been. It's nice. It is nice. I'll say that. It's very beautiful, but you know.
Anyway, yeah, the girls come in. It is the final day. It's the last day. And they're all getting together. Top 4! Oh my god, top 4! And they're all stressed. I'm looking at all of them. I'm like, oh, poor babies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Oh no.
Like, after coming from last week's challenge, that was like a lot of work, like a lot to do, and then having to do this right after, like I could never. I could never. I'm just impressed with I'm just impressed. It's crazy.
Same. And the conversation that they'd been having throughout all of this is kind of like depending on each other, and I don't want to mess up the group choreography, and like I don't want to mess up my sister's choreography, because if I do, like it's gonna stand out. And some people still did. Oops. I mean, I'm not gonna hold anything
Understand
against them.
that fully, I think, because did they mean like that each of them choreographed a part, and so they didn't want to? I didn't fully.
I honestly don't know.
Because through her rehearsals, it kind of seemed like there was a point where CP was kind of choreographing, and then Spicy, but I don't really remember seeing the other two. So anyway.
We'll talk about it. But that's really all we have to talk about before we go to the runway. So guess what? Runway. Can we just
Hottest
Art. Did somebody mention art?
Aria?
Oh, mother, this is everything to me. Oh,
I love this. They all look so good.
nasty. Pangina.
Yep.
I mean, I don't even. I'm so excited about Aria because she's not been here most of the time, and she looks great. Because I'm just used to Pangina looking this incredible every week. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
So
Also, Art's headpiece with this dress and with the matching boot too. Like, got the broad green memo. I see.
Yes.
it's a trend.
Yes.
Also, the guest judge this episode, Christina Aguilar.
Period.
Like, I'm kind of gagged because it's like, of course, we know Christina Aguilera, and then there's Christina Aguilar. And
Right.
obviously, like, her being the icon of Thailand. And I was like, you better work.
Right. Yeah, I love this panel. I think I mean, Pangina looks incredible. This headpiece alone is incredible. Shaw looks great. Lucad looks great. Art is gorgeous. Christina was a lovely addition to the panel. Loved it. Big fan.
It was very nice to have her because I didn't know about her, but knowing that now that she's a dancer, like it was perfect to have her for this challenge. I love when the guest judge makes sense with the challenge. So great choice.
Agreed. And we start out with this gorgeous performance by Pangina to her new track Winna Winna. I mean, this is the best host performance ever.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say ever.
So far, as of now.
So far, she is number one. She was number one.
Yes.
Thank you, Brandon, because no one in my life gets that reference, and I'm glad you do. But
yeah, this
no,
was
I mean,
unexpected and really great.
Yeah, I was like not expecting like a music video moment from Pangina herself, and to her song too. Also same collaborator of Born to Do Drag with Marina. So, and I was like, oh, so
Can
I'm
I
pretty
just
sure.
say,
Yeah.
because it's who I am. Why the straps? I'm just perplexed by the straps because this outfit is so gorgeous. She looks so beautiful. Everything is perfect. But then there's straps. Why? It just bothers me so much. Because she's so perfect and I'm like that's
I think it's literally because she's doing so much movement that like if it was just a corset, it would probably fall off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I understand
I'm with you.
why it's
Trust.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just I'm just saying. I'm saying it because I'm gonna bring it up again on Look Over Here. So stay tuned.
Got it. Got it. But yeah, no, Pangina 8. Loved it.
Mm.
Huge fan. And we've got our top 4 from Bring Back My Girls performance. We had some studio choreo, individual work. We had the main stage dimly lit performance as well.
Candle lit.
Yeah, my favorite part of this was all of the mannequins with all of the eliminated queens' names on them in the first sequence of the music video. I loved that.
No, I did too.
And like the way it was written, like the aesthetic of that, I kind of wish that was the whole music video.
No,
Like
same.
I don't need the stage part. I don't need the like lifted up in the air part. Because why? Like I didn't need any of that. Like that would have been really just fun to do the whole, and a lot of it was there, so I'm not worried about it. I think the girls did really great, given that they had 0 time basically to put this together. But with that said, I had a standout. I had one specific standout. And I'm curious if we all have the same standout.
I mean, mine is the easiest to guess, if you know me.
It was spicy, of course.
Yep. We should have said
Stop
it.
it. I
we should have said- we-
love spicy. But you know it was CP. You know.
Yeah.
You know. We all know.
Yeah.
I think ZP was the most surprising, but obviously the most obvious was spicy for me, at least. Because
Spicy was number 2 for me, though. Yes.
I had a completely different standout.
oh,
Through
Okay.
all 3 parts of it, I could not take my eyes off of Godland. I could not take my eyes off of Godland. I was just, she had this like, there was obviously this youthfulness to her performance, but we haven't really seen her perform yet. And so to get like the stuntage we got from her, the auntiness we got from her in this performance, like there's one moment where she like they're doing the like bring back my girls, where they at, and when she hits the where they at line, she literally goes where they at, and like straight to camera. It's living in my mind rent free. Like it was so good. This fuck ass bob
hair is
bob
great.
that she's wearing, like this bodysuit is so cute. Godlin just looked perfect in every way. She was hitting every single move. She did the damn thing. I was so thrilled with her. I think ZP did a great job. ZP did a great job here. She hit the choreo. She knew what she was doing. Spicy, great job here. I love spicy and blonde hair, and I'm only now realizing that. I think blonde really works for her. For me, I think she looked stunned in this music video. And Frankie was there.
I'm glad we all have different standouts, though. That's great.
Yeah, I do agree. No, I want to amend my statement. I don't think Frankie did bad by any means of the imagination. Frankie is just not the performer out of these 4.
Yeah.
Like her specialties are not in kickity cat cat cat. Like that's just not her. That's not her gig. So I think she did a great job. I think she gave a lot of face in the first parts of the performance. I really appreciated what she was doing there. And all of that. I didn't love how much chair work they had.
Fair.
Oh.
Like I don't need all the chair work.
It should be a moment. Like chair work should be a moment in the middle, in the choreography, in the music video, and then you move on to something. It shouldn't be the whole thing.
Right.
To me, personally.
Hmm. I think like the chair was the focal point, but at the same time, but I do agree that there was a lot. Um, I kind of wish like when it came to, I guess when they split it, they had tried to like give them more time to be able to like give them the chair rather than like just keep the chair there. Like that's what I like. That's just me though, so I wasn't sure like how they were like, approaching it. Um, the music video itself, like when they're on top of the Thai tea, which
Oh
was
my god.
I I love how they like keep the whole Thai tea thing because Thailand, obviously. Um,
Yes.
I more so wish they actually like gave them a Thai tea instead of just the whole prop.
Yeah. I had an espresso Thai tea yesterday in honor of the finale. And it was great.
Well, see, to me, my favorite part of the whole music video, I think the choreo was fun. It was good. Nobody did bad. They were
No.
all good or better
This
than
is
good.
this is one of the best finale performances
Mm,
of the
mhm.
year, honestly.
Mhm.
Like group
Everyone did really
performance.
great.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes. So to me, Spicy had great energy and she had the moves down.
Yeah.
Down. But it bothered me how much and how large she would open her mouth in very weird points of the song where it didn't make sense. But that's literally the only thing that it was kind of like throwing me off of the other things that she was doing so great, and it was kind of. But anyway, but that's
Here's the
just a
problem.
small
Here's
thing.
the and I'm not even gonna blame Spicy for it because I did notice it as well. It's just simply
The
based on the fact
words.
that it's in English, and some of
Yeah.
these girls have English pronunciation
Mm.
down a little bit better than other girls do. That's
It
honestly what
is,
it
it
is, and
is,
it's
it
no
is
shade
a
to Spicy.
lot of that, but there is one moment specifically where the song did not have vocals playing, and she was just, you know what I
Oh,
mean? But maybe
well,
she was
okay.
just
Well,
anyway.
then that's a separate thing. Okay, then that's a separate
That's a
thing.
separate thing, yeah.
Fair. Okay.
But a very small thing, just because, like I said, everyone was good. So I'm just like
Yeah.
the things that stood out from all of them. CP looks incredible. The ponytail, period, and the way that she was working it and used it to her advantage, like that kind of drew me to her performance a lot. Was the choreography was really um hypnotizing to me. Um, and when she was acting with the crown as well, like that was my favorite part of the music video overall, where was the moments where the queens were like acting with the crown and the mannequins around it.
Mhm.
um and CP had my favorite part of that, like she did, because it was like the acting kind of part of the challenge, so she did great. uh Frankie to me gave great facial expressions in that part as well. um, and then in the choreo part, it was fine. She did fine. She got the moves. She knew the words mostly, so it was fine. Um, and then Godlin did good, but she didn't stand out to me, unfortunately. I thought she looked great. She stood out to me on the when in the shots that she was wearing the red look that she had, or not red, like where she had the red lips, glossy lips. Those parts were really great. Other than that, she was just good, but nothing really stood out uh, to me.
Fair enough.
And then
That's
the
fair.
lighting in this end part before
Oh
they
god, the lighting.
took this picture. Um, please, these girls deserve better. They did all of that work, and we couldn't see it. They
Right.
weren't lit correctly. Like,
Right. Well, obviously they did the runways as well. We're gonna talk about those on Look Over Here. They did the talking to your past self moment.
lovely
I
gal.
I don't know if anyone else has any thoughts on that specifically. I skipped through it as I always do.
I mean, the one there was one small part where Godlin said, when she was talking to the young self, she said, "Thank you very much for having the courage to be yourself." And as cliche as that sounds, it's just like that really just struck me in the moment. That I thought that was a really great moment. But that's all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that because it was like I could like yes, I watched the whole way through, but did I pay attention to it? Not so much. Mind you, I actually did watch it when it first came out at 7 a.m. and I was still a little tired.
Valid.
So, but hey,
Valid and fair.
like I mean, a lot of like they had a lot more like positive things to say rather than like emotional. Like that's how I saw it. So,
Her.
Yeah, it was more uplifting, kind of. The general tone of it.
yes.
Definitely. So they go back, they do the things, we come back out, and we get an absolute surprise appearance from the Miss Congeniality of season 2 of Drag Race Thailand, Maya Bihalo. And I was so thrilled to see her, and she looks nothing like she did on Drag Race, and I love it.
I know. I was just like, wait, that is not Maya.
The longest reigning Miss Congeniality in Drag Race history. I love her. I was so happy to see her back. Because she is such a sweetheart. The look is cute. I love a little leopard print ensemble going on. All that kind of stuff. I checked out her Instagram. She's mostly just doing MUA work now.
Oh, work.
So good for you, gal. Go off, queen. But we get the announcement of Miss Congeniality.
Mhm.
And I don't think it came to anybody's surprise. I don't think anybody was surprised at all when we found out that Miss Congeniality, and I love this shot just in the background of our queen, Benza Diva.
Yes.
And
Work,
it goes with
mother.
her outfit even better. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who else was gonna get it?
Mhm.
Like, they gotta give it to
Truly.
Mother. They gotta give it to Mother.
Mm.
Now, come on now. They gotta give it to Mother.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What made this hilarious is, and I don't think it was her fault, but the way that she held the crown for Miss Congeniality, I was like, oh.
I'm like,
Yeah, the crowning
when does
moments
Miss
are usually
Congeniality get a
awkward.
crown?
Mhm.
Don't they always?
Mhm.
Or is it just a
Remember that.
scepter?
I thought it was just a scepter and a sash.
I don't know.
Mhm. I mean, I love the sash because, like, it actually says Miss Congeniality. But I was just like, but and then in the end, where she received the flowers, I was just like, was this last minute? Did they not like bring everything
Right.
out all at once? I was just
don't
like,
know.
Yeah, because I don't see flowers. She's just holding. You can't. These are very humble flowers.
Uh-huh.
mhm.
No.
Yep.
Better.
I was
One
just like
wrong
triggered.
click of a button and you go, ooh, vertical. No, thank you.
I was like, ooh,
It's the front camera effect.
I hate it. I hate
yeah.
it. So we do get, as we kind of predicted, our top 4 is brought down to a top 2. And to nobody's surprise, at all, the top 2 of the season is Frankie Wonga and ZP.
Deserve.
We do get
You don't seem happy about that.
I want a
Yeah, how you
goblin in the
feel?
top. I want a goblin in the top. I want a goblin in the top.
That's fair.
I wanted a top 3 with Godland in it, and it didn't happen. I really love Godland. I've fallen in love with Godland this season.
Same.
But also Frankie and also ZP. So like, It's not undeserved. But I will acknowledge that Spicy was called 4th, and Godlin was called 3rd.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, as long as we can all agree that Godlin is 3rd,
Yes, ma'am.
that's all I care about. But yes, Frankie and ZP, they're lip syncing to a Christina Aguilar song. That was a gorgeous song. For the final lip sync of the season. And I realized, oh yeah, this is the first time we're seeing Frankie lip sync.
And I am glad, because if it wasn't, she wouldn't have been in the finale.
Agreed.
Probably.
It was not bad.
Oh,
It was not.
I thought it was bad.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't horrible,
Yes.
but it
was
wasn't
a
bad.
little-
It wasn't bad the whole way through,
Yeah.
but it was bad most of the time.
Mm.
She had good moments. But this is see, because I love both of these two finalists, and honestly, truly, I would be happy with either of them winning. Truly.
Yeah.
But this is another moment for me to plead my case to extinguish the format of lip sync for the crown. I personally, it doesn't work for me anymore. I know a lot of people may disagree. Y'all might disagree. That's fine. But I wanted to see Frankie win on a high. And to me, she won on a low. And it felt weird. And I feel like she deserved better. And CP deserved better. Because it's kind of like it's very gaslighty. Because you're like lip sync for the crown, and then you clearly do better than the other person, and then you lose. Like, then it's not, you see, it gets me heated, just because it doesn't make sense. And I like things that make sense in moments like this. But truly, I am happy that they were the two finalists, because I mean, I don't know. I'm upset. I love this season so much, and I love this cast, and it ended on a low note for me, and that's just upsetting. So
That's fair.
No, yeah, that's fair. For me though, because like when it comes to like lip sync for the crown, yes, I agree as well. It's like we kind of we have an idea of who is gonna win. But at the same time, like there was a lot of like, for me at least, build up that like I could have thought CP could have won. Because
They're the universe.
Yeah, and because like obviously with the lip sync, yes, like ZP clearly was better than Frankie, but I like Frankie still did fine. Like Frankie did what she was able to do, and she can like acknowledge the fact that, hey, I didn't lip sync the entire season, but I'm still gonna give it my all. Like, again, did she do bad? No. Was it horrible? No. Like, again, like we just saw who was the better performer, because we've seen her do it before, and like, so
I have a question though.
yes.
Would you have enjoyed and said that her performance was not bad if she was lip syncing on a stage by herself and you had to watch that performance? I don't want to be shady. I just want to be real. Because I do love Frankie, and it was not horrible, but I cannot sit here and say that it was a fine lip sync, because she looked confused at times. She looked uncomfortable. I feel like part of it, because I want to give her credit, I feel like part of it is because her dress made it harder for her to move. So that is definitely a factor to everything that I am saying. But I feel like there were other ways that she could have performed that could have given it, like, she didn't have to kakanaki kaka like CP or like do anything. She could have just been her, but done something to bring some interest into it. It just, to me, I felt sad. That's why I'm upset, because I felt bad seeing Frankie on the stage like that. Because I put her on like, I think of her so highly, and I love her drag, and I love her so, and she's so talented and great, that it felt uncomfortable to watch.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess on her own, still given the circumstance that it is still a lip sync for the crown, like I can see why. I guess in the sense where like if she like did it like a different approach to lip sync, then I guess it could have been better. But yeah, I guess on her own, I guess it could have been. Again, I guess it depends on the circumstances, really. I really
You don't
can't.
have to really answer. It was just like a question to kind of reflect.
But just to keep in
on.
mind, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm. But something about like how ZP obviously approached, I was just like,
The feathers, the working, it was so
Body
good.
looked insane.
Insane. The reveals were well timed when she removed the corset and revealed to the pasties. It was so
I was just like,
good.
I was watching last night with my headphones in it. I didn't realize at first that I audibly was just like, oh, her boobs. There are boobs
Mhm.
on the stage. And my partner turned around and he was like, what? Because he knew I was watching this. And I was like, there are boobs on the stage. And he goes, well, that's an issue. And I was like, no, she's a woman. It's fine. And he goes, oh, okay, then that's fine.
It was so auntie.
Yeah.
And the way that the way she paced the performance, like it was, everything was just.
And I was a little confused after, the final performance of these episodes, what happened. But we do get a winner. We have a winner.
Mm-hmm.
But before we have a winner, we have Angela and Nog in her step down dress! Yes!
the gag. I'm just like, oh my god,
Mother!
a snake. Oh, like,
Mother!
mm-hmm.
Mother! River, I know you're not familiar with Miss Angela Anong, but
I'm not.
this is Mother. This is Mother
But
right here.
I loved this. I loved her personality. Like, she was so
Yeah.
funny, but not trying to. It was just so endearing.
Yeah.
And the way that she was wobbling down that stage in this
Oh, it's so good.
constricted garment, I lived for that little walk. It was so fun. Very Morticia
Yes.
tease.
If
Love.
you watch one moment from season 2 of Drag Race Thailand, you need to watch Angela Anong's finale performance.
Oh, I will watch every moment of it. I just,
It is
in January when we only have 2 franchises on.
correct. Yes. But yeah, no one will ever be able to take away from her that she is, as of right now, the longest running winner in Drag Race history. And when this season got announced, I remember all of us saying, oh my god, Angela Anong is finally going to have a step down. And I'm so
this is the
thrilled
moment
for her. This is the moment. I got the opportunity to meet Angela at DragCon a couple of years ago, and she is an absolute just angel of life. We spent a couple minutes talking, and she's so sweet, so humble, and was just like really excited that people knew who she was. And obviously because hello, she's Mother. But yeah, I was just so happy to see her again. So happy that she got her moment of recognition. Art seeing Angela walk out too was such a gorgeous moment. I absolutely loved it.
No, yeah. Love Angela so much. Like, this outfit, like, I can tell like she chose this outfit just because it's like the gag of it all, but also the way that she walked, I'm just like, like one of my favorite things ever.
Huge nails, love.
Oh yeah, and the nails, like,
her.
Excuse me.
I love her.
So gorgeous.
And I love that she was like, I'm not going to do a drag face for this. I'm just going to do woman.
Yes. woman.
I'm
Natch.
just gonna do woman.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh my god, we're gonna get 2 women crowned back to back on Drag Race Thailand. Oh. I'm not upset because we do get a winner.
I'm a little
crowned.
upset. I'm not upset that Frankie. Look, well, I'm not gonna spoil it. Go ahead. I'll say it. I'll say it after.
We get announced that the winner of season 3, Drag Race Thailand, is Frankie Wonga. Yay!
Yes.
Very much deserved. Before we
Yes.
get into anything else, because Frankie is drag excellence. That
Yes.
one, she has one look, and the one, that one look
We all
from
know
the
the one.
ball,
We all know the one.
baby. She knows what. See, what I'm gonna say. I'm not upset that Frankie won because I love Frankie and I think she deserves it and she did great the whole season. I'm upset ZP didn't win. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it. That's literally it. Because I love CP and I also feel like they both did just as well in terms of like track record and in the competition, like very, very close. And so to me, it's just who I connected and felt stronger about, and that was CP. So that's literally the only thing.
Yeah, like this year alone had so many finales happen where it's just like I love both of them. I just don't know who's gonna win. Like to this day.
Or
And
even
Mhm.
all the finalists, not just the
Mhm,
top
yeah.
two.
Mhm.
Like to this day for me, I'm still gagged about season 16 because like the fact that the top 2 were Nymphia and Saphira, like I love both of them so much. I want both of them to win. So like either way, the win's gonna be satisfying, but also heartbreaking.
Hmm.
Same with this. So it's like I don't
Exactly.
know how I was gonna feel about this because I was just like, yay, Frankie. But I was just like, no, ZP.
You know what I think it was? It was the edging from who was it? Was it Pangina? Someone said, because they were talking about what's it's Angelique?
Angelia, no.
Angelique. Talking about how she was the first trans contestant, trans woman that was a
Yes, trans
crown.
woman.
And
She's
then
a trans
from
first
that,
trans-
yeah.
Mhm.
So going from that to then saying, and the winner is Frankie. I was like, it was that didn't help. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It didn't help at all.
I mean, Drag Race Thailand is now 3 for 3 on being on shattering the boundaries. I mean, season 1, we had the first plus size winner. Season 2, we had the first trans winner. Season 3, we had the first winner named Frankie Wonga. So congratulations. It's really
The first special effects lover queen.
we'll go with that. Sure. Great. But no, in all reality, I'm a little upset that ZP didn't win. But Frankie is such a deserving winner. I think Frankie
yeah.
is going to. I think Frankie. I'm kind of treating this like I would a season 1 of a franchise. And Frankie makes the most sense to win. She had the best track record. She never landed in the bottom. She was a consummate professional the whole time.
And she was very unique. She had the
Incredibly
uniqueness
unique.
down. So
Yeah. So, all in all, congratulations, Frankie. Yes, bitch.
very honestly, because we did talk a lot of shit, but truly, I am truly happy.
No, truly, I'm very happy for
Truly,
her. I was
truly.
gonna be happy
Yeah.
with anyone winning, maybe except for Spicy. Again, no shade to Spicy, but like,
No, because I love spicy. I was gonna say
I
CP
love
I was
Spicy.
obsessed from the beginning, and Frankie I also loved like from the first moment. But Spicy was the one person that grew on me the most throughout the
Mhm.
season, and I ended up like I love Spicy so much. I really want to see her either in the Vegas show or versus
Oh.
something. But like she said, she wants to work in Vegas, so and she's such a great dancer, so I would love to see it.
I
could see that. I could definitely see
I would love that.
Hmm.
Well, let's close out this draft And oh boy, did things get interesting at the end. So, in 5th place with 36.5 points is David. In 4th place with 40 points is Brandon. In 3rd place with 51 points is Eduardo. Lana and I are the top 2 of the draft for the season, and we are separated by half a point. It is the single closest draft win in Cup history. And it was Frankie Wonga's one fucking mini challenge win. That meant that Lana wins the draft with 79.5 points.
Oh my god.
Goblin, you couldn't have won
years.
another fucking mini challenge, you dumb bitch. You know what? If I'm gonna lose, at least I'm losing by half a point.
Uh-huh.
Half a point. I'll take it. But congratulations, Lana. Woo, Lana. It's the first time in a while where the winner of the draft has had the winner of the season.
Yeah, that is surprising.
Oh.
We've been having a trend recently where that hasn't been happening.
That's interesting.
But with that, we are done with Drag Race Thailand Season 3. It is done. It is wrapped. And we're going to talk about the looks over on Look Over Here to wrap up and finish out. Jesus, words are hard. I'm not going to be in the Look Over Here because words are hard. So anyway, thank you for joining us for this season of Drag Race Thailand. Thank you, Thai drag fans, for all of your support. We really, really appreciate it so much. We hope that you all continue to support us through into the new year of 2025. We will be here covering season 17 of RuPaul's Drag Race US and finishing out Drag Race España, which is already done, and we're going to talk about it. Drag Race Down Under is almost over. And we've got Canada's Drag Race as well to finish out also. So, thank you for joining us. Subscribe, like, and share on the way out. Check out the description below where you can find all of our audio podcast links, our other YouTube channels, our Patreon, our social media, and where you can get your merch, including but not limited to Cup Mug. And with all that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. So, cheers!
Cheers.